Hi, everybody. Welcome. I hope you've had a good week and looking forward to the weekend. Yeah. And the monsoons have been treating you well in India. Today, we're going to be discussing a topic that's very close to my heart, which is related to textile. It's about aerie yarn. Let me invite Miranda or Mozart to join us so that we can continue our conversation. Yeah. Aerie, let me give you a bit of background. Aerie is an indigenous yarn. It's called it's a wild silk. The worm is it grows in the forest trees. Yeah, it rears in the forest trees. Let me invite Miranda to join us. One second, I'm just trying to get the invite thing going. Hi everyone, thank you for joining in. I'm just going to invite Miranda to join us, okay? Yeah, like I was saying, aerie is an indigenous yarn that is found in the northeast of India. Hi
Hi, Julie.
Miranda.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to
Yeah.
be here. How are you
Hmm.
doing?
Uh, I'm doing good. Been a good week, and I'm so looking forward to talking about aerie. It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite yarns. Maybe because I'm biased to it. I learned to weave one of the yarns that I first learned to weave with was aerie.
Okay.
So it's really nice. Yeah, yeah.
When did
So Miranda, to start with, tell us about your childhood in Jawai. It's Jawai is not very well known. So tell
yeah,
us a little bit about that.
yeah. So I grew up in my parents' farm. It's sort of Jawai, and being surrounded by nature. It's a farm like full of animals, vegetables, plants, and everything. Then I went to study to convent school, and
Mm-hmm.
coming to the holidays, I would always be surrounded by nature and my childhood memories, going hunting for pitcher plants. You've seen the pitcher plant in, in and
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah. I know the pitcher plant. Yeah. How
Yeah,
lovely. But why did you go hunting for it? Hmm.
it's just that it has some medicinal properties. I don't know, but my that was back when I was a kid. So my mom would always ask us to go hunt for the juice because it has some medicinal, properties, but I don't know for what treatment it helps. So
Mm-hmm.
the taste of the juice that's in the pitcher plant, it's bland, but it feels like a cleanser when you drink that. So
Okay.
that's the childhood taste of mine. So,
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. What was the farm? What you growing in the farm?
there were lots of things. So we have pigs. We have my one time we used to have a pony,
Oh,
and then
oh, that's
yeah,
exciting. Oh.
yeah, yes, right. And we have chickens. We have goats, cows, almost everything, and we have turkeys. But
Mm-hmm.
now since pandemic, the business has been slow, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like be back home whenever I have the time to go home.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you choose design? What made you go to study design?
Since I was a kid, I'm always curious to experimenting with natural elements, natural forms like stone. I would pick up stones, I would pick up leaves, and would trace them. And design to me is a passion to make things better, to make
Mm-hmm.
more useful. And as of now, like with my career in Mozart, I think that even though I may not be able to change the world through, to make the world pretty through designing, but since I'm dealing with aerosol and looking after, the handmade production, the slow made that we are doing in Mozart, I think I would be able to help people to make a smarter choice, since aerosol is known as the most sustainable silk in the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about how did Mozart start?
Okay, so Muzat started in 2019 by a parent company called Chili Breeze. It's a PowerPoint design company. So before Muzat, I was in Zizira. So Zizira is another venture started by Chili Breeze. So when I was in Zizira, we used to go for this trips called epic trips,
Mm-hmm.
and trips we went to for underutilized potentials in and around Meghalaya, and we somehow went to this village called Minso, and in Minso we discovered women weaving with cotton. They grew their own cotton. So the cotton they hand spun the cotton. It's they still use a very traditional hand spinning wheel. So they grow their own cotton, they spin the yarn and make baby slings. And baby sling is something very special in Meghalaya. You know, we used to pass down. I don't know if you
Yes.
in if you go to Yodo, the
Mm-hmm.
white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have that thing on the back. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They, so Minto is a village that supplies the baby sling in Meghalaya.
Mm-hmm.
Then after we went to Minso, we also got to know about this village in Ribhoi that people are still practicing the traditional way of weaving with aerie. And then we went for another trip in Ribhoi, and we started getting contact of the women weavers and spinners. So that's how music started. So when we first started, it was just like we would buy the shawls that they made
Mm-hmm.
and and that time our target audience was the global audience. And then like gradually when we started getting interest from Indian audience, then we launched our India website last year. So
Okay.
that's it.
I had a question for you, Miranda. Aerie silk has a history. There's a history of aerie silk in Meghalaya.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Meghalaya. It's a strange thing, but Khasi Hills are not known for textile actually.
Yeah.
Garo Hills are known for the textile, but not. Though they actually do some nice aerie silk weaving. So, was this a very common practice throughout the Khasi Hills, or
Not
in pockets?
only in Bhoi, and there's another village in India Hills called Sapai. So it's a uh,
Mhm.
uh, border the Assam. So even
Okay.
there, wedding because the climate is a little bit hot and warmer down the border. So people are also doing the hand spinning, but it's not as common as the one in Ribhoi.
Okay. Yeah. What is so special about Ribhoi? What made you choose Ribhoi as to set up base?
Yeah.
Did the
So
women come forward? Oh.
uh, so when we first started approaching them, because they're used to work with the governments.
Oh.
So they're a little bit reluctant. But then we met one of the natural dye expert, Kong Timong, and it's through her that we built a relationship with her. And then it's through her that more and more after I see like I would not call it a success, but yeah, we do have the trust in our partnership with Kong Timong, and all women started coming to Kong Timong because they've seen like what you're doing and what Musat is asking her to do. So Musat is not a non-profit; it's a profit conscious business. But we partner with them, so it's not like we give them work, we supply them with materials and things, and they make things for us. We call them our business partners because they can negotiate the price, and you know in that way, that's how we build the trust with our women through
Okay. So
partnership.
how many women? How many women? How many women in Ribhoi are doing this?
Now we're working with 3 villages in Vibhoi, and we have 95 women working with us, like at present.
Oh, that's a large number. 95 is not a joke. It's a large number. Yeah. And they do everything from the spinning. Is it all hand spun?
Uh, not entirely. We do have a collection of mills panyan,
Mhm.
but our hero product is the hand spun yarn.
One of the beauties of aerie is that it doesn't feel like regular silk.
Yes.
It's coarser. It
Yeah.
has a lot of texture, and it also gives a lot of warmth. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've seen it across the Northeast. I've seen it in Tawang. I've seen it the Apatani tribes in Zero, of
Yeah.
course in Assam. It's always woven as a shawl to be
That's
and worn in the winter months, or during the monsoon. Yeah. And everybody has their own way of dyeing it. And all of it is foraged from the jungle.
from the
Yeah.
forest. Yeah.
And from the forest. So what are the colors that in rebirth do they use? What that grows naturally in rebirth do they use?
Yeah. So when we started, we we source all the natural ingredients from the forest. But then, since our business is growing, our women have started farming the ingredients actually. So
Okay.
it's the forest ecology in a way, and like black dyeing. It's one of a popular color. Even we've started farming the black. What do you call it? I forgot the
Lac
science.
is from an insect. Yeah, it's from an insect. Huh?
One
Yeah.
of the yeah
It's a little beetle, yeah, that it
yeah
comes from. Yeah. Because lac is also used, in the old postal services, they used to use it for stamping
for
on the
stamping.
parcels and things. Yeah.
Was
So
interesting. If I
so
have
when
the
the woman is sorry?
no, I was going to show you something that they made out of black, like
Yeah,
in
please
reborn.
show us. Do you have it with you? Yeah.
Yeah. So they actually use to make handles out of the lac, the leftover from lac. It's called a lac stick. So they used to
Yeah.
make a hand for knives, for machete, for and even you've seen those local knives in Shillong because you've been here.
Yes, the small, kotaris, yeah, the small ones, yeah. They're
So,
quite sharp, actually. Yeah.
yeah. So
I always, whenever I go to Bara Bazaar, I pick them up.
yeah. So the whole, everything, the whole process of aerosol is like a circular economy because like the waste has been recycled into something else. Like even the uh, or hand spun yarn, like when you spin the yarn, there'll be leftovers from the cocoons. So from that we again blend the fibers and make an art yarn. So
Okay.
not going to
All right. Are you going to show us the lacquer handle? Yeah.
yeah, this one.
Oh, wow. That's a lovely color. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got that beautiful handle. Yeah. And I remember these knives. The knives are very good. In fact, they're
Yeah.
very good to carry for picnics and, yeah, to go foraging they fit into your bag nicely. Yeah. They're good knives. And these knives are locally made.
Yeah, it's locally made.
Okay, that's good. Is turmeric something that you'll use a lot for dyeing? Because
Yeah,
it's a beautiful color.
yeah, we use turmeric, we use iron ore. If you see in our post, last time when we went to Riboy, we stayed there for 4 days, and it was a beautiful experience because one of the lady
Hmm.
who's natural dyeing, she actually had she have a farm that grows pineapples. So there's a story behind this. So
Yeah.
her yeah when she told us the story that long time ago uh, when her husband was a kid. So he used to, go hunting and all, and they used to play with the iron ore. They didn't. That time they didn't know that it's iron ore, and when he saw his wife, looking for iron ore because before she started dying, they would always source iron ore from Cherpanji. They didn't know that
Okay.
has like a abundance of iron ore on her garden
Out
on her
there. How
yeah,
I'd
and
say.
then one day she came home, she bought the stones and she was pounding it because like for iron ore, like the minerals, you have to powder the ore. And then her husband was like, Where do you get this from?" She said, "No, I got it from Cherrapunji." And he's like, where do you get the stones all the way from Cherrapunji when you have like, plenty of iron ore on your farm?" And and then that's how she got to know that she has like tons and tons of iron ore like
I
just
know how to dispose of. How lovely.
on on
Find a material in your, yeah. Because iron ore is very important for natural dyeing. Yeah. How nice. What do they call it in Khasi?
mm, I think it's called Etnar.
Egna? Okay.
Yeah,
What is aerie called in Khasi? Is it called aerie?
it's called Rindia.
Sorry?
Rindia, Ryndia.
Okay,
Yeah,
reindeer. Well, that's a nice name. Has a nice ring to it. I remember I'll associate it with a reindeer, so it has a more thing, yeah. I think.
yeah,
So what has been your experience? I know that now you'll have, thank you for taking up my idea and creating the weaving kits. They're
yeah,
really lovely.
yeah,
And I've been seeing it on Instagram and
uh,
they look like a lot can be done from it. Hmm.
yeah.
Do
So
you
this
have
is
one with you? Oh
yeah,
wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. That's
I've done
really,
it.
really lovely. Are you doing that? Hmm.
All of us are doing this.
Hmm. Okay, that's a very pretty piece. Yeah. Can I see it again? It's a really nice pattern too. It's
Yeah,
like a lovely, yeah.
it's
Wow,
just
that's
good.
come out very, very nicely. Yeah, I think that it's very, very good. Nice. Must be quite time consuming. Hmm.
Yeah, time consuming. I actually did one with cotton weave. So
Hmm.
and it's small, so that also takes a lot of time. But the design is not really shown, like when you have smaller dents and do the satin weave.
You need slightly thicker, yeah. You need slightly thicker yarn also, yeah. And you all have a huge variety now of not just yarns, even fibers that
Yeah, we have
you using.
fibers, but then fibers are not really popular in India because hand spinning is something very traditional, and not many people, the whole thing why we started Musat is because people don't know where the yarn comes from. Like the whole time we've been focusing on where your food comes from. People wants to know where the food comes from. It's all about organic, and but they don't really focus on the clothes that they wear, or the where the fiber comes from, or how is it being made. So that's how Muzak came into being, to make Irison known to the world first of all, and also to let people know about the whole process of everything, like the flow make.
No, that's good because I think there's a big movement. Like a lot of us now are looking not only at the way we eat, the way
Yeah,
we live, it's also what we wear, where's it coming from, how is it made. Yeah,
yeah,
conscious fashion has actually come a long way, and I think it still has a long way to go. But they're baby steps, and it's good to see. And I also think the pandemic is a reminder that we have to relook at our lifestyle. So I think Mozart is playing a very important role in that. Yeah, and to me personally, what another thing that I really like, apart from the conscious fashion story, is the community that it benefits.
yeah,
To keep practicing a traditional skill, and I think that is very important to keep in touch with our traditions. Yeah,
yeah. You,
and come up with contemporary examples of it.
mm,
I know that you all have sent some of your yarns to Australia, and
yeah,
the people there are using it and creating some interesting stuff with that. That's nice. And I know the people are in fact today somebody sent me an image of the loom. So Julie, should I buy this? Do you think I can do? I said yes, of course you should buy it. It's a lovely thing to do. It's a very lovely kit. And there's so many of us stuck at home now. It's a
mhm,
good thing to stay home and learn a craft. Yeah.
yeah.
Apart from weaving, you also have a knitting kit, right? And a crochet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So developing, because like when we started, we only our women are only spinning the lace yarn for weaving. They've been
Hmm.
doing for like ages ago, like spinning a very thin yarn, lace yarn for just weaving. And then when Musat came into being, we actually also because that time we were focusing on a global audience, and our global audience are mostly knitters. So, knitting with a thin yarn is very time consuming and difficult. So that's how the Musa decay, handspun decay yarn and the worsted yarn came into being. So when they were practicing, like, spinning a thicker yarn, because even the drop spindle that they spin, like the,
Hmm.
what is it called? Like, on a drop
Yeah,
spindle.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What you have, and then they spin it that way. Yeah, it's like a cuckoo. Yeah, it's like a stick with that. It looks like a miniature version of a candy puff. You know the candy puff, the candy cotton that children eat. Yeah,
Have
it's a
to
miniature. Hmm.
like a good spindle that they can spin a thicker yarn, because I forgot the name. Because when you use a lighter spindle, the
Hmm.
yarn, they can spin a thicker yarn. But when they use heavier version of the spindle, they can actually spin a thin yarn because the pressure that
Yeah, the pressure pulls it a lot more. Yeah. I've seen this done a lot in Assam, you know.
yeah.
In fact, unfortunately now it's there are few of the older women that are still doing it. The younger ones don't have the patience for it anymore. And times have moved on, you know, you don't even price wise it's not economical for everybody to afford to buy. But it's still a beauty and a treasure to own when it's hand spun.
So that's how we develop knitting yarn, and I'm going to show you a sample later. And we also have embroidery threads. We want to cater to a lot of makers, not just weaving yarn. So we have embroidery threads and knitting yarns. We have different collection of knitting yarns and the light, the medium, and worsted. And now we have the tapestry loom, thanks to you. And then we're going to we are going to actually launch chunky yarn next week. That's
Oh,
still
that's
un
lovely. Yeah,
yeah.
that looks something there. Okay, now moving forward, can you tell us about how what are the challenges that you're faced of working, you know, in a rural in the rural setup? Because I know that you know in the villages, like you know, every day is you know you start cooking. You know, it's a very monotonous lifestyle. It's though lovely it is, and then you know there's things like deadlines and quality of color that they have to be consistent. These are challenges that I have faced while working in the area. What have you faced?
So with the colors, we did face a lot of challenges because, like, the colors will depend on the season. I mean, the natural ingredients will depend on season. So, but then the natural dye, you can't expect, like, to be consistent. You've been facing a
Sorry,
lot.
sorry, my dog is behaving a little badly. I can hear him in the background.
But then, after seeing those problems, we actually come up with a color calendar that
Hmm.
these natural ingredients will be available on these seasons or on these year. So that's how we maintain a color calendar for natural dyeing, actually.
That's
But
very interesting. In fact, that's a very nice concept that to have a color calendar. That certain colors can only be made at a certain time of the year. That's
yeah,
very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I would
so,
actually like a little bit. Can you tell us? Can you tell like in what you when do you do your blues? What time of the year do you slot your blues for?
we've blue is one of the hardest colors in natural dyeing. And one time we experimented with uh, there's this plant called nuli. I don't know the English name. It's called nuli in Khasi, and it actually produces a blue color. It's a very nice blue. It's called dragon berries or something in English. I have to look.
Mhm. Is it
And
is it a shrub or is it a tree?
it's a shrub.
It's a shrub. Okay. Hmm.
And but then it won't be it won't be like a good option for the blues because then labor will goes a lot into making just that one color because it's a shrub and it's berries. So from just maybe 10 grams of berries, you can barely get a blue color. It'll be like a very light blue. So then we get into indigo dyeing, and we experimented with organic dye recipe for the indigo, and yeah, now we're still doing that. So the blue is the main color that we face
That
challenge.
you will be the challenge with. Okay. That's thing. Yeah. But I think with now with natural indigo has a beauty of its own and congratulations. I hope you do well with that. Yeah. Okay. Then moving forward, can you tell us a little bit about, you know, the women there, any stories about them, their lives, has, you know, anything that you've come across that you might want to share?
Yeah, so I'll tell you a story about Kang Timong. So she's one of the natural dye expert that we've been working with, and she's the only natural dyer that we get the colors from the yarns from, and it's been very difficult because like when we partner with other women, the colors are not consistent and sometimes the yarns would be rough, so we stick with her. And she has two sons, and one of the son, this is very new, this is like it happens during the pandemic. So one of her son, he saw that his mom cannot cope up with or demand. So he started his own unit. It from a hobby it turns into a profession. So it's very
Oh,
nice
how
to
lovely. To see that
he's,
somebody can.
he's now employing other women to be under his unit. So that's one
That's very
very
nice.
full story. And we've been actually getting yarns dyed from him as well, and
Oh, that's
from
very lovely for him to be doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
so one of her husband is an alcoholic, and before she got to know about music, actually Kongtumong introduces that lady to music. So she would always depend from her husband's income, like to feed her children because she's also sick. So she can barely go out and work. And then when she got introduced to music, like if you see embroidery thread, it's woven in a bamboo
Yeah. It's wrapped on a bamboo thing. Yeah. Do you
bamboo.
have a sample? Oh.
So we use so then when she got introduced to music, we were like, okay, what are we going to do? And then I was doing some because I'm into the R&D department, doing a lot of research. And, all the packagings are like some of the packagings are sustainable, but I've not seen the one with the bamboo. So I was like, what if we can wind the thread into a bamboo spool? Because since we have lots of bamboos here and Northeast is known for bamboos, so then we asked her to wind the embroidered threads for us. So that's how she gains her income now, and she does not have to worry about feeding her kids. That's uh,
Hmm.
that's
That's
one of
nice. Yeah.
we have this.
See how beautiful. Can you hold it up? Yeah, that's nice. Oh, how lovely is that? Yeah, like a
This
little
is
spool. Hmm. Nice things.
So it's given
Yeah.
her like true hope of life. So in spite of the challenges that she has to face, she'll always have to something to look forward to, since she faces bigger challenges in life. So
Do
that's
you all also dye? Do you all also dye the fabric or just the yarn?
just the yarn,
Just the yarn. Okay, and then give it out for different things. Yeah.
and then give it out for weaving or for knitting. So I'll show you. Give me the cushion. So we also did an experiment on making homewares product with
Oh,
yarn.
that's yeah.
So this is crochet.
That's very nice.
Yeah. So this is a machine spun yarn. It's not hand spun because, like, if we use hand friction will cause the pill. So, anyways, and I have the hand spun here with me.
The handspun yarn. Yeah, that's a beautiful color. What is it from?
This is from lac.
From lac. Okay,
Uh,
that's nice. Yeah.
Actually, you can get things and maroons from lac.
And are the women enjoying it now that they have to, they have to, they're earning an income from it and it's consistent, regular work. Are
Yes.
yeah. It must
Yeah.
be
So
nice to go to the village and meet them.
yeah, it's always nice. I actually learned spinning from Kongtumong. So whenever I would have a chance to go to the village, I would always, carry because she gifted us one spindle each, like all the girls in that. She wants us to learn spinning, so I actually learned spinning from her.
I'm looking forward to learning myself when I meet her. Yeah.
Yeah, but
We've been talking about doing a textile tour and
yeah,
getting our hands dirty. So that will be a nice place to start.
yeah.
That is there, yeah. And and going forward, what do you are you going to introduce more products?
Mm, yeah, we're always looking for growth because that will help like, with our production. We're always looking to inventing new products, and that will help our business to grow. And in return, more and more people will be working with us. More and more, like the region will there'll be growth and development in the region, and also we benefiting our customers because one they can adopt a sustainable choice of using our yarn. because again, it's obviously processed like throughout the whole uh, processing. What do I say? Processing throughout the whole process. Sorry, and
The whole process doing it, yeah. And I hope to see more weaving also. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to developing more weaves and more products. This cushion is lovely. Hopefully, it'll
yeah.
be in the market soon, then we can all place it
So
on.
actually, we are not making any products. We're focusing on selling yarns and fibers, but this will be the pattern, a downloadable pattern.
Okay, pattern for your thing. That's nice actually to give some. Yeah. Okay. So all the best, Miranda.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Yeah, talking to me. Sorry, not us. And I hope everybody else has enjoyed the conversation. Okay.
Thank
And
you.
next time you're going to Meghalaya, plan to catch up with the aerie weavers and get in
Yes,
touch with Gujarat. That'll be
been planned
nice.
since last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you for joining me. Mm,
Thank you so much.
okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining me.